Right now, the latest on last week's East Side shooting, why the victim's family is demanding more information.
And the cold is back to welcome us in for this weekend. We'll take a look at your forecast coming up.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on News 3 Now this Saturday. I'm McKenna Alexander. All right, let's go ahead and take a look outside this morning. Julian, we saw a beautiful sunrise not too long ago. What's it going to look like for the day ahead?
Well, we're still looking at that beautiful sunrise here too, McKenna, as we're getting things kicking off for us. But for the day ahead, we are going to be seeing temperatures pretty cold, even though as we're waking up this morning, temperatures as of right now, we're looking at 6 degrees here in Madison, and it feels like 8 degrees with those winds from the north-northwest at 9 miles per hour. Temperatures around southern Wisconsin are on the very frigid end as well. 5 degrees in Platteville, 10 degrees in Janesville, with 6 degrees in Bosquebel and 7 in Waukesha. And our 24-hour temperature difference is quite significant. 30 degrees below, decrease in temperatures throughout southern Wisconsin as we're going in throughout the rest of this morning. Wind speeds as well coming in from the north-northwest are close to the breezy side, so we are starting to feel quite a bit of winter's bite this morning. 11 degrees below zero in Platteville, 4 degrees below zero in Janesville, and as mentioned, 8 degrees below zero here in Madison. And planning out the rest of today, temperatures are going to struggle to see any kind of improvements. The teens will be in the afternoon with more cloud cover on the way, so definitely enjoy the sun while we have it. Over to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. Residents of a home are safe this morning after an overnight fire left them with $150,000 in damage. According to the Oregon Fire Department, officials were called to a home in the township of Dunn just before 2 a.m. When they arrived, they found a detached garage, a shed, and 5 vehicles, all on fire. The back of the home had also been on fire, but firefighters prevented it from further damage. Luckily, everyone was able to get out safely, and no injuries have been reported. There are new details about the agencies involved in last week's officer-involved shooting on Madison's east side. According to the Dane County Sheriff's Office, a total of 21 law enforcement officers were part of the operation to take Quadron Wilson into custody. 13 agents from the Wisconsin DOJ, 3 federal DEA agents, 3 Madison police officers, 1 state trooper, and 1 DNR warden. The sheriff's office says it was 2 DCI agents that fired the gunshots, but did not identify them. None of the law enforcement officers involved were wearing body cameras. The sheriff's office has also not mentioned whether Wilson was armed at the time. His family says he was not. Now, those new details still leave many unanswered questions that have Wilson's family and supporters looking for answers. Talia Moadine joined them in downtown Madison as they rallied to make their voices heard and shares why they say more needs to be done.
Listen, the sheriff works for us. He's an elected official, and we demand to see him to get some answers.
Supporters of Quadron Wilson taking their demands to the Dane County Jail, calling for more transparency. In an officer-involved shooting, the sheriff's office has shared little information about.
We don't know why, we don't know what. They're still not telling us much.
Wilson's attorneys say trying to get those answers hasn't been easy.
Pulling teeth, like pulling teeth. Everything has been a struggle, just trying to stay in contact with Quadron, just trying to make sure that his health is taken care of. All of that has been extremely difficult.
And what they were able to find out, discouraging.
And it seems like every new detail that comes to light makes it all the more clear that Mr. Wilson was the victim of an egregious wrongdoing by law enforcement.
Wilson's younger brother, Maine Morris, once again raising concerns about the 38-year-old's medical care behind bars.
Are you in pain?
Yes.
Are you asking to go back to the hospital?
Yes.
And are they helping you at all?
No.
No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace!
Wanting more than anything for Wilson to be taken back to the hospital.
We're not looking to start no rage or riots. All we asking is for them to release my brother to the hospital, and he can get medical attention, and his lawyers can deal with the legal stuff.
In their desire for more accountability, Wilson supporters are demanding the names of the 2 DCI agents involved in the shooting. They're also urging dash cam footage be released, dissatisfied with traffic cam footage only showing the moments after the shooting. An argument at this Milwaukee lounge turned deadly Thursday night. A gunman shot and killed a 31-year-old woman and injured 2 23-year-old men. All 3 victims are employees of the Brownstone Social Lounge. Police say the argument started when the shooter was denied access. Authorities are reviewing surveillance video to get more information on the suspect. The 2 men who were shot are expected to live. There is a growing criticism of Texas Governor Greg Abbott's Operation Lone Star, which deploys thousands of National Guardsmen at the border with Mexico. As CNN's Priscilla Alvarez reports, there was a chorus of complaints from his own state's law enforcement officers.
This is the Texas-Mexico border, where thousands of National Guard soldiers show up every day to patrol for migrants illegally crossing.
We have the National Guard as well as the Texas Department of Public Safety, about 10,000 of them altogether, who are working day and night.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott launched Operation Lone Star last March with the intention to help federal authorities amid an influx of migrants. The operation started with 500 personnel, and within months it became a mandatory mobilization of more than 10,000 service members. The rapid deployment and the lack of preparedness is fueling frustrations within the Guard. CNN obtained audio from a January town hall hosted by senior commanders for deployed units.
I'm currently shy 46 sets of night vision goggles.
There's guys out there that are short for OCIE, and they're having to trade out.
They've only got 5 or 6 toolboxes that are full of old, rusty, and half missing tools.
In the 2-hour-long audio, other common complaints reported include living conditions and delayed paychecks for those who put their lives on hold. Abbott billed the mission as protecting the U.S. border, but some guardsmen think he's more concerned with scoring political points ahead of the elections. CNN agreed to shield one soldier's identity since they're not authorized to speak, and so they could talk candidly.
There's really no set mission for us. We don't, like I said, there's guys standing at points doing nothing, so they don't really see a mission. They just see this as, we're just used as political pawns for an election year.
Did you think there was a clear mission when you first got your deployment notice?
We weren't really given an end goal on this.
The Guard generally doesn't have jurisdiction to arrest migrants. That means that they can only notify Border Patrol to come pick them up. Multiple guardsmen tell CNN the long hours with nothing to do, poor planning, and a lack of mission is contributing to low morale among soldiers.
As military people know, like the term hurry up and wait is just the biggest hurry up and wait I was a part of. And there's really no set, hey, we're doing this, or hey, go out and do this. It's just we're sitting around doing nothing.
Border arrests remain high. In December, U.S. Border Patrol arrested more than 33,000 migrants in the Del Rio sector, up from the previous month, according to the latest available data. Local Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez says the mere presence of authorities is keeping residents of his town safe.
If their duty is to, sit at a post and make sure that nobody comes across, and if somebody comes across to call Border Patrol, so be it. I think it's needed.
But there are serious concerns over the execution of the operation. Abbott's office has defended the state's action, and in a lengthy statement, the Texas Military Department said they're working on improving equipment and living conditions. Back in Del Rio, Sheriff Martinez sees the operation right now as their best option.
What do you see as the end goal?
I think if policy doesn't change, it doesn't end. It continues. We'll be like this 2 or 3 years down the road. But until policy changes from this administration, we're going to continue to see more of the same.
5 Texas National Guard members have died during Operation Lone Star. 4 were suicides. The 5th was the result of an accidental shooting. The Texas Military Department says investigations are ongoing into those deaths. The Department of Justice releasing new video of the insurrection at the Capitol. It's police-worn body camera footage. You can see the officer running into the Capitol Rotunda to join a line of police attempting to talk down the mob. You can hear rioters shout aggressively at police, asking the quote, "Are you guys proud of yourself? And who are you guys serving?" Meanwhile, here in Wisconsin, a divided state Supreme Court has denied a request from the Elections Commission to keep absentee ballot drop boxes in place through the April 5th election. The court's 4-3 ruling Friday means that after next Tuesday's primary, drop boxes located outside of local election clerks' offices will be illegal, and no one other than the voter will be allowed to return. an absentee ballot. A state district attorney said she will not bring election fraud charges against members of the State Elections Commission or the Racine County nursing home after the sheriff there called for them to be prosecuted. In a letter, Racine County DA Patricia Hansen said she would not file charges against the commission because none of them live in her county and she doesn't have jurisdiction. As for the nursing home, she writes, it's unreasonable to expect them to know the law better than the Elections Commission itself. Still ahead, a kindergarten student has a very special date for Valentine's this year, and you'll never guess who it is. That adorable story out of Alabama coming up. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol. Julian's tracking your forecast just ahead.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
We're USA Insulation, and our premium injection foam turns your cold and drafty house into a warm and toasty home. Call now and save $500 on whole home insulation.
USA Insulation.
Dear Jack Frost, people say you've got ice in your veins. But underneath it all, you're just a big old softie. Go ahead, try to nip at our toes. Thanks to our available Remote Connect, we'll be toasty and warm and ready to go. Warm wishes, Toyota Cars.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
You're a hard worker. Provide for your family. Do good things in the community. Help out your neighbors. You've been there for so many others. Now, we're here for you. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Deep in credit card debt? Did you know Credit Associates can help you reduce that debt? It's not nearly as complicated as you think. Let me show you what I mean. First, there's the total amount of credit card debt you owe. Whoa! We can reduce that by almost half. Second, how about those decades you'll be in debt? We reduce that down to as little as 24 to 36 months, giving you up to 20 debt-free years back. Lastly, how about the endless hours of stress and anxiety from being in debt? We can help reduce that too. It's easy to get started. Call now to see how Credit Associates can reduce your debt and save you thousands. The information is free and there's no risk to call. 1-800-949-3849. Call Credit Associates now to start living better, debt-free. 1-800-949-3849.
We're USA Insulation, and our premium injection foam turns your cold and drafty house into a warm and toasty home. Call now and save $500 on whole home insulation.
USA Insulation.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, the cold is back, but at least we have a beautiful sunrise here in Madison to get our Saturday started for us, as we can see outside of our sky cam. But just know, once again, the cold is back. 6 degrees right now here in Madison. It feels like 8 degrees with those winds from the north-northwest at 9 miles per hour. And many of us are experiencing some frigid conditions as we're waking up this morning, and some are colder than others. 10 degrees in Janesville as of right now, with 5 degrees in Platteville. But to our friends over in Viroqua, 1 degree below zero as we're seeing things. But that's just onto the surface temperature. That doesn't even mean or factor into the wind chill for us. And we can see over the last 24 hours, temperatures have significantly dropped. 30 degrees a decrease in temperatures for us in southern Wisconsin. It just goes to show you just how cold it has been over the last 24 hours. And as I mentioned, we're looking at here the wind chills. 8 degrees below zero in Madison, 4 degrees below zero in Janesville, and 11 degrees below zero in Platteville. Is what it feels like as you're heading out the door. So make sure that you are bundling up and you are staying warm and preparing for the day to be a cold one. As we're seeing temperatures not really improve much as we head into the afternoon. Into the lower teens, sunshine as well is going to start to get blocked as we get into the later part of this afternoon with more cloud cover starting to roll in. But aside from Saturday, well, tomorrow is going to be more or less the same for our Super Bowl weekend, as we are going to be seeing partly sunny conditions and still remaining very cold with around 15 degrees heading into Sunday. Now, aside from what we're seeing for this weekend, well, now we got to look ahead. We have the alert day in effect for Thursday of next week for a potential winter storm that could be impacting areas in southern Wisconsin. Now, this is what we're going to be looking at here. Going into our late Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, we're going to see that system bringing in rain from that warm air, and on top of it, even some freezing rain or even ice will start to mix. But as we go into Wednesday night, we're going to see that transition all into snow, impacting much of southern Wisconsin, especially the southeastern portions near the Waukesha and Milwaukee area. That's going to carry into our Thursday morning into Thursday afternoon and then start to clear out. But again, could be seeing some pretty significant snowfall accumulations for those areas into the southeast. So this is our first warn. We're going to be keeping an eye on it because things can change since this is a few days ahead. But as of right now, just know that next week we could be seeing some active weather starting to roll in for us. So our three things we'll need to know: we're going to be looking at drier conditions, could be seeing some flurries coming in from tonight and going into tomorrow night, but going into Valentine's Day for Monday, well, we're looking at temperatures to start to really increase, going in from 20, 30 to 40 degrees. But then again, we are looking at some drier conditions until we get into Wednesday, where we could be seeing that storm rolling in and impacting us going into our Thursday morning, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. Taking a look now across the U.S., a family in Littleton, Colorado is enjoying a miniature skeleton run in their front yard in honor of the 2022 Winter Olympics. Jason Spohn has been building sledding hills for his kids for 12 years, each with a different theme. This year, of course, it's the Olympics, complete with the Olympic rings and USA on the side of the slope, along with American flags. Skeleton is one of 3 sliding sports at the Beijing Games. The others are bobsleigh and luge. And skeleton, you lie on your stomach and go head first. Over to Alabama, a 5-year-old boy has a very special dinner date this Valentine's Day. As James Gordon tells us, it all unfolded in a kindergarten classroom.
It all started with a lesson about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. It was a lesson about kindness and love. And these kids were listening. Kindergarten teacher Mandy Strawbridge likes to keep students on their feet, ready for a challenge.
We just had a whole lesson on, how you show love to everybody, no matter what. The kindness, and just you treat them the way you want to be treated.
Little did she know, 5-year-old John Reese Booker was not only listening, but ready to put his little kindness plan into action. What was the plan? Kind of tell me what the plan was.
To take her out for a date.
And did it work?
Yep.
You see, John Reese's favorite teacher is Miss Deborah Peterson, a teacher's aide at Huxford Elementary. The two have become good friends.
I tested him last year in the spring. He come here knowing anything. I said, John Reese, you gonna be mine. I said, I'm gonna work with you. I said, you'll get to where you got to go. And I told his mom, I said, don't worry about him. I said, cause we like for him coming to us not knowing anything so we can see him grow. And he has really bloomed. He just took attached to me, and I've been attached to him ever since.
John Reese knew Valentine's Day was coming up, and he didn't want Miss Peterson to be alone. He gave her a rose and a card he made himself.
Then I opened the card up, and it said, will you go to dinner with me at David's Saturday at 6 o'clock? And I said, of course, yes.
Why'd you pick the catfish place?
Because that's where her favorite place to eat is at.
And so the story goes. If you're out and about in the Atmore area on Valentine's and see these two together, you'll know why. In Escambia County, James Gordon, NBC 15 News.
Still ahead, the UW president's final goodbye as Tommy Thompson begins his departure from the system. And there are several new shows and movies to check out this weekend. Will shares his picks and 3 things to watch. Trending news is just ahead on News 3 Now this morning, Sunday.
Attention homeowners, we're looking for 50 homeowners who need a kitchen upgrade. Mad City is Wisconsin's #1 remodeler, your trusted local source for kitchen cabinet refacing. Our design consultants make it fun and easy with dozens of colors and wood finishes, plus custom upgrades like soft close doors and drawers and new countertops. Transform your kitchen in as little as 2 days. 50 homeowners who call now will receive special savings. Free installation on your cabinet refacing project. 18 months, no interest, no payments. Senior and military discounts. We'll take before and after pictures and compensate you for your time. Call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Save on your fave at the Century House. Right now, get $200 off stressless signature base recliners, classic base recliners with power, and new stressless cross base recliners. Or get a free accessory with purchase. It's time for stressless. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Every parent I talk to wants to be sure they're doing all they can to protect their kids from COVID-19. As a Wisconsin pediatrician, I tell them the COVID-19 vaccines for kids has been thoroughly tested and is proven to be safe for ages 5 and up. Getting your child a COVID-19 vaccine is the most effective way to help kids stay safe and in school. Ask your child's doctor what they think.
But Senator Ron Johnson is putting...
You know what's interesting? Liberal groups have already spent $12 million falsely attacking me and engaging in the politics of personal destruction. Their allies in the media have dutifully piled on. Why? Because they can't defend the disastrous results of their policies. During this campaign, I intend to discuss issues that impact your life. I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message because I'm concerned about inflation, open borders, and rising crime, just like you.
And I'm going to close with this one. It's going to bring the house down.
I'm sorry, I thought this was a sports bar.
It's the biggest game of the year. Why didn't we just watch it at your house?
I can't. I lost all my favorite sports channels.
That's terrible.
Oh, great. It's getting worse. I got DirecTV Stream. No local sports channels, no NFL Network.
Not a great choice, then.
Catastrophe.
Limited channel lineups are evil.
Did they choreograph this?
Choose Spectrum TV and get the sports channels you want.
Taking a quick look at what we're going to be seeing over the next few days. Well, our next 10, our snow chances are actually looking up as we head into next week. We are looking at Wednesday and Thursday to really be bringing in our best chance of seeing some sort of precipitation here in southern Wisconsin as we go throughout. And this is what we're going to be looking at. First, going into Wednesday afternoon and evening, some rain turning itself into that wintry mix into snow overnight going into our Thursday morning, which is looking to be bringing in some pretty good impacts into southern Wisconsin, especially areas into southeastern corridor near Milwaukee and the Waukesha area. Aside from that, the three things we're going to need to know from our forecast is that this weekend is going to be cold. On top of it, we are looking at some drier conditions with a warmer trend heading into our Wednesday, where that's where we're going to be looking at that next system. But here is a look at our Valentine's Day forecast. Well, it's going to be a cold one, so make sure that you're bundling up as you have your candlelit dinner and lovely roses. Back over to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Jillian. There's clearly no shortage of films and shows streaming. Our Will Loper shares a few of the best in this weekend's 3 Things to Watch.
Kimmy?
I'm here.
Reopen the stream on desktop.
I need more kitchen paper.
Newly streaming on HBO Max is the film Kimmy. Steven Soderbergh directs the thriller starring Zoe Kravitz as an agoraphobe who hears a crime while working from home and must face her fears of leaving her apartment.
I'm a voice stream interpreter. I may have heard a crime on one of the streams.
The devices pick up lots of things. Just mark this degraded audio and delete it.
I am not capable, and you know it. I think a woman might need help.
Kimmy is streaming on HBO Max now.
Her name is Anna Delvey, or Anna Sorokin. No one's sure. She's either a rich German heiress or she's flat broke. The charges are insane.
Newly streaming on Netflix is the series Inventing Anna.
She is everything that is wrong with America right now.
I hear I'm famous. People are painting a public picture of me as a criminal. That's not my story.
Then what is your story.
The show tells the true story of how a woman, Anna Delvey, pretended to be a wealthy German heiress and scammed and conned her way through New York.
Anna came to New York, no rich parents, no connections. Sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it.
She put it all on my cards. Give me back that money, please.
Why are you being like this? So dramatic.
All 9 episodes of Inventing Anna are streaming on Netflix now.
Anna stole a jet! What's going on? Who are you? Hello? Is everything okay?
And new to stream on Amazon Prime Video is the romantic comedy I Want You Back.
He was the love of my life.
Anne is the love of mine.
But I'm not so sure that they're gonna realize it, not with these shiny new people around.
So what are we supposed to do?
I have to break them up.
Charlie Day and Jenny Slate play Peter and Emma, who go on a mission to make their exes come back to them.
I will seduce Anne's boyfriend. You will friendship seduce Noah.
What about your ex?
Really funny.
Was she funny?
Pop that shirt off.
I'd rather not.
I'll tell you what, I'll take mine off too.
That's not gonna help me at all.
I Want You Back is streaming on Amazon Prime now.
All just pretending that we know what we're doing, and we're hoping that we don't screw it up.
Those are the 3 things you need to watch, and this is Will Loper for News 3 Now this morning.
Friday, during what was at times an emotional farewell speech, outgoing UW President and former Governor Tommy Thompson says the UW system has emerged stronger from the pandemic.
The Wisconsin idea is about far more than just education. We do so much more on our university campuses. And we want to embrace our role as problem solvers, solution solvers for the state of Wisconsin. And COVID certainly qualified as a significant problem.
Thompson took the temporary job in the early months of the pandemic in July of 2020 and held it until a permanent successor was named. The Board of Regents also unanimously approved removing the term interim before his title for the final month of his time in the job, one last symbol of appreciation for the work he's done. Thompson's tenure ends on March 18th, making way for incoming President Jay Rothman, a Milwaukee attorney with no experience in higher education administration. Next, the latest on inflation as President Biden's approval rating continues to drop.
One of the best ways to improve the value of your home is to start with a kitchen upgrade. And Mad City Kitchens has everything you need to flip your kitchen from old and outdated to bright and beautiful in as little as 2 days. With custom cabinet refacing, we can avoid a lengthy remodel, stay under budget, and transform your kitchen in style with stain-resistant cabinet finishes and several design options, plus durable countertops and a new kitchen sink. Now, 50 homeowners who need a kitchen upgrade will receive special savings with free installation on a cabinet refacing project with 18 months, no interest and no payments, senior and military discounts, and you'll be compensated for your time. Call during this program and receive a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
A breast cancer diagnosis can shake you and your loved ones to the core. At Associated Physicians, we want to remind you that early detection is crucial. Don't put off your routine wellness care any longer. Please make getting your mammogram a priority. Do it for you and those you love. We make it easy. We provide state-of-the-art 3D mammograms on site at our clinic. Schedule your mammogram appointment today at Associated Physicians, 233-9746.
Celebrate a better night's sleep and save during the President's Day Super Sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, save $100 on every $1,000 you spend and watch the savings add up. Or save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic mattress sets and get a $300 gift. Save up to $200 on our Doctor's Choice lineup. Or check out the Summit Firm for only $249.99. Plus 7 years no interest financing and free shipping. The President's Day Super Sale on now at Denver Mattress.
3 days only, shop the winter bonus sale at Grand Appliance for up to $1,000 in savings you won't find anywhere else. Save on top brands like LG with unbeatable deals like this 4.8 cubic foot top load washer for just $7.98. Or this 4-piece stainless steel kitchen package for just $22.22. Shop your local showroom or grandappliance.com. Grand Appliance. You make it home. We make it grand.
News 3 Now compiles a quarterly report of our programming efforts to serve the educational and informational needs of children in the News 3 Now viewing area. These reports are part of our public inspection file, which is open to the public view during regular business hours. To view the report or contribute comments, contact the News 3 Now program director at 608-271-4321 or write to us at News 3 Now, 7025 Raymond Road, Madison, Wisconsin, 53719.
Right now, the Biden administration has recently been praised for its record-breaking addition of jobs, but now it's under fire for the high rate of inflation. The latest numbers coming up.
And the cold is back this weekend. We'll give you a look at the details coming up in a few moments.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us on News 3 Now this Sunday. I'm McKenna Alexander. Let's go ahead and send over to Julian Stewart for a look at your Saturday forecast because it's not Sunday yet.
It is not Sunday yet. That is correct. Otherwise, we'd be watching or be preparing for the Super Bowl. But as we're getting things rolling for our Saturday morning, we are looking at a beautiful sunrise here in Madison, and our temperatures are still onto the colder end as we get things rolling for us. Right now, 6 degrees. We do have a couple of clouds, but for the most part, the sun is winning that battle as we're getting things rolling for us. But wind chill, it makes it feel like it is 8 degrees below zero as we're getting things rolling for us. Now, as we continue throughout the rest of this afternoon, just take note that the temperatures are not going to be improving much at all as we get into the lower teens, and cloud cover is going to come back as we get into the later part of our afternoon. Going into tonight, we are going to be seeing those temperatures drop to the single digits and below zero, and that's just on the surface. With those winds, even though they're not super strong, we will be seeing them knock into the wind chills of double digits or so as we head into our Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon is going to be very similar to what we're seeing for Saturday, but our change is going to be coming into Sunday nights, transitioning into the overnight hours. We are looking at a small little burst of some snow to make its way through southern Wisconsin, but fall apart into the early hours of Monday, leading into some more clear conditions as we get into our Monday afternoon. But we are over to the west, going to be anticipating to see about an inch, maybe even 2 to be possible for our friends over into southwestern Wisconsin. But for us in Dane County, we're going to be looking for a bit of a dusting or even just trace amounts of some snowfall for us. And the temperatures, as you're heading out the door to southern Wisconsin, well, we are looking at the single digits for us. Right now, 6 degrees in Madison, 10 degrees in Janesville, with 6 over into Platteville as well. But we'll have much more of your forecast details coming up in a few moments. Until then, let's go ahead and toss back to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. The Biden administration is facing some grim economic news. Inflation at a 40-year high, up more than 7% in the last year. It's raising pressure on the Federal Reserve to take drastic action to get control of the prices. CNN's Chief White House correspondent Caitlin Collins reports.
President Biden promising all hands on deck tonight after inflation was worse than he expected in January.
Inflation is up. It's up.
The Labor Department says prices were 7.5% higher in January than a year ago, the largest and fastest increase since Ronald Reagan was in office. From gas to groceries, used cars to electricity, Americans are feeling the pinch almost everywhere, posing a massive political problem for President Biden.
Coming from a family when the price of gas went up, you felt it in the household. You knew what it was like. It matters.
The worse than expected numbers coming after the president told CNN in December he believed inflation had hit its peak.
I think it's a crisis, and I think you'll see it change sooner than quicker, than more rapidly than it will take than most people think.
Tonight, Biden quoting forecasters who believe inflation will drop substantially by the end of 2022.
I'm going to work like the devil to bring gas prices down.
Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, who put a dagger in Biden's Build Back Better plan over his concerns on inflation, is now casting doubt on any further government spending for the time being.
I've been ringing the alarm bell for forever. I mean, for the last year about inflation. Nobody's been listening. And now we're seeing a basic threat. It's a 7.5% tax on everybody, on every product you buy. It's just unbelievable.
Manchin also upping the pressure on the Federal Reserve to act quickly.
It's the only way they've ever been able to control it. I mean, you've got to stop it down. I mean, if you don't, it's going to continue to run.
Republican Senator Mitch McConnell is blaming Democrats' policies for soaring prices.
The severity of this inflation was directly fueled by the reckless far-left spending spree that every single Democrat in this chamber voted to ram through at President Biden's behest last year.
A new poll conducted by CNN delivering more bad news to the president tonight, finding that nearly 6 in 10 Americans disapprove of his time in office, and most of those say there's literally nothing Biden has done that they approve of. Just 41% approve of the job Biden is doing, as overall Americans say his first year in office has been more of a failure than a success.
His approval rating for handling the economy has dipped 8 points to 37% since early December. Ratings for handling coronavirus have dropped 9 points to 45%. And due to the pandemic, the American Hospital Association is reporting hospitals have been forced to use more expensive travel nurses due to staff shortages. That high cost said to be crippling hospital finances. An AHA policy briefing used those words Thursday, reporting labor costs were 84% higher than in 2019. The industry group went so far as to send a letter to the Federal Trade Commission to complain about anti-competitive pricing. Hospital administrators say they're not trying to cap nurses' pay. They simply want an investigation of the practices of certain staffing agencies. Taking a look around the globe now, China's central government is stepping in to help Hong Kong deal with a massive COVID spike. The special administrative region saw its highest daily rise in COVID-19 cases since the pandemic started. Beijing is sending officials and health authorities to meet with Hong Kong officials on formulating policies to try to curb the spread. Authorities in Hong Kong started implementing their own restrictions last month. Gyms and spas are closed, and restaurants must stop dine-in service after 6 p.m. So far, it hasn't been enough to stop the highly contagious Omicron variant from sweeping through the region. Vaccine requirements to enter certain establishments will go into effect at the end of the month. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization says the COVID endgame might be in sight for Africa. The continent is at the tail end of its 4th coronavirus wave, and cases are now on the decline. And the WHO says Africa may get this pandemic under control by the end of the year.
As we stand here today, we're finally able to say that if the current trends hold, there is light at the end of the tunnel. As long as we remain vigilant and we act intensively, particularly on vaccination, the continent is on track for controlling the pandemic.
Back to North America now. Homeland Security is warning that vaccine mandate protests, similar to the ones in Canada, could soon erupt in the United States as the Freedom Convoy blocks another artery between the United States and Canada. Jen Sullivan has the latest.
Ambassador Bridge toll booths sit empty at the busiest international crossing in North America Thursday. Freedom Convoy protesters have now cut off access to 3 U.S.-Canada border crossings in Michigan, North Dakota, and Montana on the Canadian side of the border, disrupting economic resources flowing in between the two nations. In the Canadian capital of Ottawa, where the police chief says the city's core remains under siege.
We have shower, we have bathroom, we have food. We have propane, like, a lot. Yeah, so we ain't moving from here.
Dozens of protesters disrupted traffic at the Ottawa International Airport for about 2 hours Thursday morning, circling the airport's arrivals and departure terminals. The Canadian government is now sending additional Royal Canadian Mounted Police to assist with several protest locations in the country.
The more resources, the more reinforcements, the safer and quicker we can end this unlawful and unsafe demonstration.
Now, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security is warning law enforcement across the United States that a convoy of truckers protesting vaccine mandates, similar to the protests in Canada, could soon erupt in the U.S., potentially impacting the Super Bowl in President Biden's State of the Union address.
We are watching this very closely.
I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Meanwhile, a Canadian judge issued an injunction last night to help end the ongoing blockade. The injunction will allow police to begin clearing people who have been protesting COVID mandates for days at the Ambassador Bridge. Still ahead, after autopsy reports show Bob Saget died from head trauma, doctors are answering the question of when does a bump on the head demand more attention? Stick with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
President's Day is the best time to buy furniture, and Slumberland Furniture is having one of their biggest sales of the year.
Wow. Wow is right.
Deals up to 50% off throughout the store. The huge President's Sale at Slumberland Furniture.
A couple of friends and a lot of family thought it looked very nice.
I felt like spending the money in here was the best choice, and I feel like it will definitely raise the value of my home.
It's easy to get the kitchen of your dreams on a budget you can afford with cabinet refacing from Mad City Kitchens. Installed in as little as 2 days with upgrades like soft close doors and drawers. Mad City has more than 50,000 satisfied customers, an A+ rating with the BBB, and listen to this, 50 homeowners who call now will save with free installation on a cabinet refacing project. 18 months, no interest and no payments. Senior and military discounts. Will take before and after pictures and compensate you for your time. Call during this program for a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Grass looks great, Zeus. Hey, could you maybe trim the hydrangea too?
Sure thing, Kevin. You want me to do the box suits as well?
No. Finding the right person for the job isn't always easy. But when you have an insurance question, you can always count on your local Geico agent. They can give you personalized advice and could help you save hundreds.
Hey, Medusa, let's boogie.
For expert help with all your insurance needs, get to know your local Geico agent today.
Some numbers are thrilling. Some impressive. Some just right. After an accident, there's one critical number. The number that helps you get your life back by factoring in your needs for today and tomorrow. That's where Habish and Rotier's numbers really add up. With over 90 years of client successes and 13 offices to help you wherever you are. No other personal injury law firm is better suited to get the amount that's right for you.
President's Day is the best time to buy furniture and mattresses, and Slumberland Furniture is having one of their biggest sales of the year. Get an 8-inch foam queen mattress for just $222. Slumberland Sleep Solutions. We've reinvented mattress shopping.
Madison is growing,
This stretch here, we've seen about 1,200 new units.
but increasingly in one direction, up.
We'll show you where the city is growing the fastest and what kinds of housing are missing.
News 3 Now investigates, Monday at 6.
Back by popular demand after a year off.
It's the Andy North Trivia Night, February 24th of 2022.
It's trivia for calls. All the proceeds go for research at UW Carbone Cancer Center.
Find all the details at andynorthandfriends.com.
Well, taking a quick look at our winter outdoor activities forecast. Well, folks, it's going to be a cold one, and we didn't see much snow in the past few weeks either. So our snow depth is still at 0 here in Madison. But on top of that, at least we have our sunrise, and just know that the sunset will be at about 5:30 this afternoon. Alert day is in the forecast for a potential winter storm heading into next Thursday, which could be bringing in some snow or even ice accumulations. This system is going to be very dynamic coming in from the south and really is going to be triggering into the southern border of southern Wisconsin, between Illinois and southern Wisconsin. But really, the focus will be into southeastern Wisconsin as well, which is where we're going to be seeing the higher end of some of those snow totals. But we are keeping an eye on that. But we will have more on 3 things we need to know and more details coming up in a few moments. Till then, let's toss it back to you, McKenna.
All right, thanks, Julian. Bob Saget, the family of Bob Saget says he died from head trauma after accidentally hitting his head and most likely thought nothing of it and went to sleep. Laura Podesta now has advice from a medical expert on when to take a blow to the head more seriously.
Bob Saget's family says the comedian, actor, and TV host who died last month accidentally hit the back of his head on something, thought nothing of it, and went to sleep. Medical experts say he may have suffered an epidural hematoma.
It can be insidious. There's no way of telling that you've had this bleed underneath your skull unless you get a CT scan to rule it out.
Dr. Oscar Gillamondegi runs a clinic for long-term traumatic brain injuries at Vanderbilt University Medical Center. He says a blow to the head without any other symptoms that causes death is rare, but can happen.
Any blow that you're concerned about to the head should be checked out. It's that simple. I can tell you that we have folks that fall in the bathroom and they hit the head on the edge of the sink, on the bathtub, on the toilet bowl. will come in and have a major head injury.
He says anyone over 40 is at higher risk for traumatic brain injury. People on blood thinners, including aspirin, are more likely to have a bleed. And people who have symptoms post-injury, including loss of consciousness or headaches, should definitely be checked out.
What typically happens is it happens during the daytime and somebody sees you go down and they call 911. But in this case, there was nobody there to say, oh my gosh, Bob Saget fainted or passed out or whatever. And so he ended up falling asleep and dying peacefully in his sleep.
In a statement, Bob Saget's family went on to say, remember the love and laughter that Bob brought to this world and the lessons he taught us all, to be kind to everyone, to let the people you love know you love them, and to face difficult times with hugs and laughter. Laura Podesta, CBS News, New York.
Doctors also say it's a myth that you've got to keep someone awake who has suffered a blow to the head and check them every hour. In fact, they say the brain needs rest, and being in a dark place without a lot of stimuli is actually good for the brain's recovery. Still ahead, an update on Elon Musk's plan to build a city on Mars. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol. Julian's tracking your forecast just ahead.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
If you're ready for a kitchen upgrade, then call Mad City Kitchens. Chances are your cabinet frames are still in great shape, so don't replace, reface. Update your existing cabinets with new door and drawer fronts. Choose the perfect color for your kitchen, from candlelight to cascade white or chocolate pear. Add new countertops, soft close doors and drawers, and a Lazy Susan, installed in as little as 2 days, backed with a lifetime warranty. We're looking for 50 homeowners who need a kitchen upgrade. 50 homeowners will receive free installation on a cabinet refacing project. 18 months, no interest and no payments, plus senior and military discounts. We'll take before and after pictures and compensate you for your time. Last chance to call during this program and receive a free $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call with zip code and location to qualify. Dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
3 days only, shop the winter bonus sale at Grand Appliance for outstanding deals. Like this Frigidaire dishwasher for $448. This GE top-load washer for just $648. Or this 28 cubic foot Samsung French door fridge for just $1498. That's not all. Save up to $1,000 more exclusively at Grand with select purchases of our most popular brands. Don't miss this sale. Grand Appliance, the appliance expert since 1930.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures, with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Well, we are looking at a cold weekend on tap. However, we do have a beautiful start to our Saturday, thanks to that sunrise and pretty blue skies for us. Now, we are looking at 6 degrees for us here in Madison, but our wind chill is making it feel like it is 8 degrees below zero thanks to those north-northwesterly winds, but all of us here in southern Wisconsin are having a frigid start. Single digits for majority of us, however, Janesville is at 10 degrees as we're kicking things off with 6 degrees over into Platteville, and to our friends in Viroqua, 0 degrees starting off. Planning out the rest of the day, just know that temperatures are going to struggle to get out of the single digits as we're going to be into the lower teens as we get into the afternoon, and cloud cover is really going to blanket us as we get out the rest of the day as well. But one thing we are going to be looking at is not necessarily just from this afternoon and this evening. As we can see, those temperatures are going to stay firm into those lower teens and single digits throughout the course of the day. But as we go into tonight, cloudy conditions are going to still stick around with single digits and below zero temperatures on the surface. Add in a little bit of wind. Yes, we're looking for another frigid night to be on tap. As we go into our Sunday, however, it's going to be very similar to our Saturday. A bit more open sky around 5 p.m. But then as we get into our Sunday nights, we are looking for another burst of some snow to start to roll in, really impacting areas mainly west of Dane County into the southwestern areas as well, so over towards Platteville. And as we go in, it's going to start to fall apart into the early overnight morning hours going into Monday morning. But as we get into the rest of it, we are still holding on to some cloudy conditions until we get into Monday afternoon, where it's going to start to clear out. However, we are looking about 1 to 2 inches of snowfall to accumulate for areas into the southwest or west of Dane County. For us here in Dane County, could be seeing trace amounts or just less than an inch in itself. Just a couple flurries or even some light snowfall for us. Not really looking at too much to be accumulating, but for the rest of the weekend, just know it's going to be cold today and it's going to be cold tomorrow for our Super Bowl. So make sure that you're bundling up. However, one other thing we're going to be talking about is the alert date that is now in the forecast for Thursday. Potential winter storm, it could be impacting us, and this is what we're going to be looking at. Going into Wednesday afternoon, close to Wednesday evening around 5 p.m., going to be seeing that rain turn to sleet into snow as we get into Wednesday nights, really, once again, impacting southern Wisconsin and Illinois. The northern Illinois border is where we're going to be looking at that to really be concentrating, and that's going to stick around throughout Thursday and clearing out as we get into Thursday nights. So that's what we're going to be keeping our eye on over the next couple of days to see how that really starts to hold together. But just know, the 3 things we're going to need to know is it's going to be on the colder end throughout the weekend, dry with a warm trend going into next week, and the snow is going to be here as we get into our Wednesday as we keep an eye on that system. For our Valentine's Day, just know, though, it's going to be on the colder side once again. It's going to be on the very cold conditions as we're seeing the single digits around 9 p.m. closing out on our Valentine's Day dinner. But for out the rest of the 10-day forecast, just know the temperatures are going to be on the better side of the warmer trend, but that alert day is still in the forecast for next Thursday. That's what we're going to be keeping our eye on over the next few days, because that is the most active thing that we've been seeing over the past couple, is now a potential of seeing some snowfall coming into southern Wisconsin.
All right, Julian,
we've been waiting for this.
Talking about Love Day. We teased it during our last hour that you were going to give us your best Valentine's Day dinner picks. What have we got going here? Dinner picks. Okay, so my first one is probably going to have to be either Eno Vino or Red. I'm going to have to treat myself to either or. Be your own Valentine's Day. Hey, you never love yourself more than anybody else. So. Oh, that was kind of inspirational. Cute.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Julian. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk gave a much-anticipated update Thursday night on his Starship vehicle, which the company hopes will one day take humans to Mars. Musk spoke for over an hour at the media event in South Texas, but he didn't share many new details. He did not give a roadmap for getting Starship ready for a moon or Mars mission. Musk reiterated that he wants to pursue a city on Mars, but didn't provide updates in regard to who would live there or how it would be governed. Many more unanswered questions remain. NASA has awarded SpaceX a contract to take astronauts to the moon, but Musk did not describe what testing SpaceX will have to do before it can carry out its promised crewed missions. A Japanese fashion mogul has already paid SpaceX an undisclosed amount of money to secure a seat for himself and other artists on a Starship trip around the moon. Musk did hint there will still be more Starship sales announced in the future. Stick with News 3 Now all weekend. Brad will have the day's top stories tonight at 6 and 10. But first, Australian homes are adopting bees into their families. Why these types aren't as dangerous to children. We're back in a moment.
Save on your fave at the Century House. Right now, get $200 off stressless signature base recliners, classic base recliners with power, and new stressless cross-base recliners. Or get a free accessory with purchase. It's time for Stressless. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Contact Culligan, your local water expert.
Here's the newest spin on Wisconsin Lottery scratch games. It's X times the money. A new family of games with prices from $1 to $20. The bigger the ticket, the bigger the multiplier and top prize, all the way up to $200,000. Instant scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. Odds are you'll like them.
Supply chain backlogs, inflation, agitation.
Here's an idea. If we make things here in America, supply chain issues won't be a thing anymore. That's exactly how we built the Bucks Arena, by having 80% of the materials come from Wisconsin. We did the same by paying higher wages. That's how you know, as your senator, I'll get things done. Raising people's wages, make things in America finally stand up to China. I'm Alex Lasry, and I approve this message because it's time to put more money in the pockets of working people.
Needed Relief Day Spa and Wellness is a place where you can relax, be pampered, and revitalize your life in a safe and tranquil environment. Our guests' safety and comfort is our top priority. Revitalize yourself at Needed Relief today and give the gift of wellness to those you love with a Needed Relief gift card, available now online. It's exactly what we all need. Needed Relief Day Spa and Wellness, Madison's world-class wellness spa.
Come experience Floor & Decor's grand opening in Monona. With our unmatched selection of tile, wood, stone, laminate, vinyl, and more, all at everyday low prices, at Floor & Decor, you'll discover the perfect products for shopping on trend and on budget, all in one stop. Plus, our helpful associates make realizing your vision easy from start to finish, so your upgrade has never been more you. Discover your new Floor & Decor, now open in Monona, or visit us online at flooranddecor.com.
News 3 Now, your vaccine information headquarters.
Finally, this morning, it might sound like an unusual choice for a pet, but bees are becoming favorite companions for families in Australia. CBS's Tina Cross has the story.
A swarm like this would have most people making a beeline for cover. But not these kids.
I love the bees.
Unlike other buzzing insects,
There we go. They don't sting.
These black sugar bag bees, native to Australia, don't sting.
As soon as they hear the word stingless, they gravitate towards this and they want to find out a little bit more. But what the queen does, she's busy laying eggs and also...
The stingless sugar bag bee is one of the country's biggest pollinators.
Native bees, they've been a part of this ecosystem for hundreds of thousands of years, and they face a number of threats, notably habitat loss.
Throughout 2020, billions of Australian insects were wiped out in devastating wildfires and flooding. To protect the pint-sized pollinators, rescuers are delivering hives to neighborhoods around Sydney and creating quite a buzz.
Pretty much every single person here has one of our hives. When they see how gentle they are and tiny, they all want it because it's the best pet.
I see all of them.
For those who befriend the bees, helping the environment isn't the only reward. The tasty honey they make is pretty sweet too. Tina Kraus, CBS News.
So far, more than 100 colonies have been rehomed to backyards, parks, and child care centers around Sydney. All right, here's Julian Stewart with one final check of your Saturday forecast.
Well, over the next 10 days, just know we're going to be into another roller coaster of a trend here. It's going to be cold this weekend. That's not going to change. However, keeping an eye on Sunday night going into our early Monday morning, going to have a small little burst of some snow that could be impacting many areas, especially west of Dane County, to be bringing in some measurable snow as we go into the Love holiday, as McKenna will call it. It's going to be a cold one. However, warmer trends from Tuesday to Wednesday, as we're going to be seeing 40 degrees in February on Wednesday. Then on top of that, we do have an alert day in the forecast because of a potential of a winter storm that we are going to be keeping an eye on, and we'll keep you up to date throughout the rest of this weekend. Over to you, McKenna.
Valentine's Day is my favorite holiday, so even if it's cold, I'm still excited. Thanks, Julian, and thanks for joining us this morning.